Starting in 2021, the MLB teamed up with jersey manufacturer Nike to recreate the NBA City Edition jerseys, but this time for the 30 MLB clubs. The only difference is that only a select teams every year would receive a new uniform set, making every jersey reveal more exclusive, more unique. We had 7 teams in 2021, 7 teams in 2022, and we have more teams planned for 2023 and potentially 2024. But currently right now we only have 14. I'm going to be ranking them on 2 things: how well they did the city theme and overall design and how much I like them. Again, this is my personal opinion, my personal list. If you disagree, let me know in the comments and maybe drop your own list. Again, I don't have a PhD in fashion. I'm just going based off of what I like and again, how well they did the city theme. Number 14, the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, we're going to start off this list with some boring ass jerseys. Look, these wouldn't even pass off as good spring training jerseys. Heck, they wouldn't even pass off as knockoff Chinese jerseys. I understand the Dodgers are a classic organization and their jerseys never differ much, but that's just it. This was the one time you can stray away from the norm. That's the entire idea of the City Edition. Number 13, the Kansas City Royals. Okay, the Royals have the reverse issue. They leaned into the city aspect, but their design was different. But was it good? Well then, I know what you're thinking. What city aspect did the Kansas City Royals decide to lean into? Fountains. They paid tribute to fountains, like water fountains. I'm not trying to hate, but like, what else could they do? You know, man, these jerseys don't suck. They have a worse fate. They're just boring. Up the fountains or something, I guess, man. But seriously, the colors they're nice. I just really wish they were used differently. Just a tad mid for the Royals, who should have tapped into their namesake and gone for something more regal. Number 12. The San Francisco Giants. I tried so hard to get myself to like these, but I just couldn't. I couldn't. Once again, San Francisco is a city overflowing with culture and history. And this is what you come up with? A plain white jersey with some orange thrown on it and a small tribute to the most iconic bridge in the world? Dude, I would have taken an Alcatraz-inspired jersey where the Giants came out in prisoner uniforms. Now pitching for the Giants, Felipe Vasquez. Okay, I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. Anyways, they say it's to pay tribute to the fog that usually covers the city, and that just makes my prisoner pitch look genius. To translate what it really means, listen, we've got nothing, just give us your money. Another waste, but the orange is pretty, so I'll put it at 12. Number 11, the Los Angeles Angels. We've gotten past the 3 jerseys I dislike. Now we're in the forgettable but tolerable part of the list. Kicking off this section, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or if you directly translate it to English, the Angels of Anaheim. Confusing names apart, their jersey, it's just okay. Seriously, I don't hate it, I don't dislike it, it's alright. If I saw you wearing this on the street, I think you would blend in amongst the crowd. Impossible to stand out, because that's all you are. Nothing but another face amongst a million faces trying so desperately to stand out. But you will... It's probably not a good thing if your jersey makes me feel that way. That's why it's this low on the list. But no, additionally, I also have a major disdain for the Angels. Like, I hate them. They wasted the careers of Trout up to this point, wasting the career of Ohtani, and they also ruined the Mariners' magical playoff hopes in 2021. Literally nothing good has ever come out of this franchise. You cannot prove me wrong. Number 10. The Colorado Rockies. Okay, these win major points with me just solely on the concept. A jersey based on that state's license plate, I love it. I love the concept because the execution, not that great. Like, listen, I love that it's a thing, and I know that Colorado Rockies fans love it. I've seen them talk about it on Twitter. Just not for me, though. I'm not going to come here and trash the Rockies for going down this path because they truly understood the city idea. Just the execution, like I said, wasn't good. The jerseys could have been better. The only thing is, the one change I could possibly make without ruining the whole design is maybe a change to the pants. Add a design, you know, because once you get down the chest, it's just all black. And I think this is where the uniforms really lose me. Listen, I would put these in the upper echelon of mid. Number 9, the Boston Red Sox. The OG, the first city jersey we ever got our eyes on. This gave me a lot of hope for the future of the City Edition jerseys if every team was going to take this type of style and idea behind the jerseys for their own. Like I said with the Rockies, the concept, 10 out of 10 for the Red Sox. But the execution just brings it down to maybe a 5, 4 out of 10. But back to the concept being so good. Why is it so good? I mean, the finish line of the Boston Marathon, that's genius. For those of you that somehow don't know, in 2013, when the Red Sox won the World Series, their motto that they said all year was Boston Strong. This motto caught fire as a saying after the tragic bombing at the Boston Marathon. That 2013 Boston Red Sox team was a beacon of hope for a city reeling from an infamous terrorist attack. Look, I genuinely refuse to bash this jersey, and I'm going to give props to the design team, but this is as high as I can put it at number 9. 8. The Chicago Cubs. Alright, now we're in the territory of jerseys that I do like. You know, for the most part, I like it more than I dislike it. But some of these, they're missing something you're just craving, you know? The Cubs are the first team to hit on both criteria. The design is decent, and the concept is great, thus earning them the number 8 spot. They're sitting right at 500 on the list, something they won't reach for a couple of years. But I don't know why I'm talking, because I am a Marlins fan. What do I know about reaching 500? Anyways, back to the unis. I asked myself, what else would I add? And it's a tough question to answer, because what can I add without completely ruining or changing the jersey altogether? The only suggestion I would have is to maybe add like a grid layer of the Chicago neighborhoods the jersey represents to the background of the jersey. But that is much easier said than done. But keep wearing these Cubbies. It's going to make the rebuild a whole lot easier. Number 7, the San Diego Padres. All right, relax. I hear all 5 of you going crazy down in the comments. I know a lot of people like this jersey, and I do too, to a certain point. I can't put these any higher. Let me explain why. There's just something about this jersey. I just can't connect with it. You get it? Does City connect? I'm sorry. No, but seriously, let me go ahead and give a lot of props to the design team for these unis. They went bold, really bold. They went out of the box, and they didn't just phone it in, and I can really appreciate that. Like I said, the jersey is good. Almost great, but there's just something, man. Something I can't put my finger on. But it's that one thing that's just throwing it off all for me. Is it the different colored arm sleeves or the logo on the hat? Maybe it is that, but even with that, these unis are pushing into the elite club of City Connect jerseys. Number 6, the Milwaukee Brewers. Listen, when I saw these revealed, I remember thinking, oh, I like them. I have soured on them just a little bit, but again, I still do really like them. It doesn't even feel like the Brewers differed from their normal color palette, but it feels different enough to feel brand new. The unis are filled with small details that pay homage to Milwaukee, like the abbreviation of the airport, a better version of whatever the Trailblazers were thinking. Additionally, the Brewers adopting their fan favorite nickname of Brew Crew is a nice touch, and it's just a fun name to say. I mean, Brew Crew. Eliminated in the playoffs. Can't even make the playoffs. Again, I'm a Marlins fan, Kenny. What are you talking about not making the playoffs? You only made the playoffs in the 2020 season where half the league made it, and it was only 60 games. Derek Jeter, you're a fraud. All these touches while still not losing the main plot. The jersey just finds a way to also pay homage to the breweries that the team is named after. It's truly a prototype that I hope all City Connect jerseys in the future should follow. Number 5, the Houston Astros. We're in our top 5. These 5 teams took that blueprint that I mentioned and they banged it out of the ballpark. Get it? Bang. Because we're doing the Houston Astros. Oh, it's not funny, right? Because it's 2023 and Houston Astro bang jokes aren't funny. Batfoot bombs on IG. There's just so much to like about these Astros jerseys. So many small tributes and details. The Space City across the chest. Mwah! Chef's kiss. They use the perfect font as it should totally throw me off, but with the theme, it works wonders. The slightly altered cap logo is yet another perfect touch. You know, the more I look at these, the more they grow on me. Maybe I should have put them higher, but hitting home runs on both the concept and design, these Astros design teams should really receive rings this year. Number 4, the Washington Nationals. I have a confession. Listen, these were the first 2022 MLB City Connect jerseys, and I hated them. I thought they were ugly. But, you know, to cut me some slack, the first pictures that were like the leaks and all that stuff, they looked horrible. Once the actual official photo shoot came out, man, wow. And then when I saw them in person And in the game, they look even better. These jerseys are beautiful. Let me explain why they got number 4. These jerseys show love to the way the DMV blossoms with color in the spring. These cherry blossom jerseys leave very little to be desired. The bold Washington across the chest, the flowers underneath it, complemented by the DC flag on the sleeve, is just a deadly combo that I love. If players were mandated to wear the high socks with these, it'd probably win the first spot, honestly. I still just wish they were just a tad bit lighter, but that's just a nitpick. Like, listen, solid jersey. Number 3, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Fuego in the desert. I repeat, fuego in the desert. No, desert. Anyways, these are fire. Overall, when these came out, I feel like they really flew under the radar. For the most part, because the D-backs were kind of booty cheeks, and they didn't really have a star to make these jerseys shine. I think that sentiment will change this upcoming season because once the baseball community sees guys like Alec Thomas and Corbin Carroll ball out in these, sales are going to skyrocket. The entire uniform just works here. The jersey and hat combo is putting up MJ and Pippen numbers, and then even the simple white pants complement these uniforms so well. On top of the jersey just being the epitome of sex, the actual concept is great. Las Serpientes, paying homage to the Latino community in Arizona and still representing the animal synonymous with the region, the snake, just genius. The sleeves with the logo on one side and the state of the flag on the other is just a final touch on a great uniform. If you can't tell, I'm a sucker for flags. Number 2, the Chicago White Sox. Now this is how you stick to your normal uniforms while completely rejuvenating your entire look. Los Dodgers. Seriously, look at these jerseys. Not a single unique color is used. And the same pattern of the colors are used as well, with the black being the primary color with the white accents. It stays the same. It's just how they use it that changes the game. And obviously the font. Seeing Tim Anderson in these was a sight to behold. Seriously, hang this image up in the Louvre. These lose some points for me and probably end up in second place for me because we had to watch Tony La Russa try very hard to rock these and pull these off. He didn't. Thanks, Rob Manfred. You're going to be charged for your war crimes one day. And like I said, unfortunately, they do not get that number 1 spot. That title goes to another. Number 1, the Miami Marlins. I mean, come on. You expected me not to pick these? Where would you want me to even begin? But let me start with the story behind these, as it is truly the perfect use of the City Connect theme. So, the jerseys are based on the same jerseys worn by the Havana Sugar Kings, a AAA team in Cuba. That's right, Cuba had a minor league team. The team operated in the years before Castro and his dictatorship came in. They were a commercial success and a success on the field as well, selling out almost every night and also winning a championship in 1959. That 1959 year was special. Even amid the revolution that would eventually see the team relocate, the Sugar Kings finished out their season and won that Junior World Series in 1959. As mentioned, the team did relocate in 1960 due to Castro nationalizing all U.S.-owned businesses in Cuba, and thus the dream of an MLB franchise in a baseball heaven like Cuba died on that day. Their motto was Un paso más y llegamos. One more step and we're there, as Cuba was truly one step away from being in the MLB. And that is why the Marlins adopting the Sugar King name and uniform means so much. It gives this once great team a second life, and it gives them a second home. In the same place so many Cubans had to make their second home as well. Moving past that story and, to the actual design, they can win number 1 based on design alone. Whenever any Miami team gets an alternate jersey, the main stereotype is to go Vice. And while it's very nice, Vice nice, it just got bland. To see this new look was a breath of fresh air. Everything about this jersey is positive, and there's not a thing I would touch. Plus, Jazz Chisholm in these, while pimping a home run, makes my life as a Marlins fan a tad easier. Well, that was the list. Did you guys agree, disagree? Again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments and leave down your own list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and sign off.